Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Talks to Go. Happy Wednesday, y'all.
Yes, and we've got a lot to talk about.
Is there, though?
Well,
Is there?
we're a few days past the Super Bowl.
I'm wearing gray because I'm in mourning again. I wore gray the day after the Yankees lost, or I wore black the day after the Yankees lost. And I wore gray today in mourning.
Well, I'm wearing blue, symbolic of nothing. Certainly, it's not even close to green to celebrate my victorious pick.
And Eagles, yeah, you did pick right.
Yeah.
And Eagles, not Eagles, green is my favorite color. So,
Well, maybe you can say you're, wait for it, green with envy.
No. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'll say. Yes, I am very pro Chiefs, and obviously I wanted them to win, but I'm not like a super Debbie Downer about it compared to how I was with the Yankees losing. I think with that, also because yes, like I'll fully admit I am a bandwagoner fan on the Chiefs, and with the Yankees, I've been a lifelong fan.
Well, I don't know that I would necessarily consider you a bandwagon fan, because you didn't jump on the Chiefs because they have been perennial winners. You jumped on the Chiefs, let's admit it, because of Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
But people would definitely call me a bandwagoner.
But I don't think that's fair. Now, as I've told people within the last week or so, when I told them you're a Chiefs fan, I said, look, yes, she was attracted to them because of Taylor Swift, and she won't deny that.
Correct.
But to your credit,
Yeah.
you went beyond that, and you became fully invested in the team.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
To the point where you got your Kelsey jacket, you got your hat, you got your sweatpants.
And I know who the players are, like out of
Travis
Travis, Kelsey, and Pat Mahomes.
Right.
Like I know who the key players are. So yes, when someone asks me like, oh, is it because of Taylor? Yes, like sure. But at this point, I've said it before, like I've put in the work in, and I feel like I'm a fan beyond that statement of yes, I am because I like Taylor Swift.
So what'd you think of now?
What did I think of the game? What game?
That's a good point. Here's something I'd like to bring up that I have not heard one analyst talk about. Not one.
Bring it up.
Now, it's no surprise to anybody who watched the game that the Chiefs' defense dominated. I mean, the Eagles' defense dominated the Chiefs.
Yeah.
There was no question
100%.
about that. The point that nobody brought up, and that is, and we watched a lot of Chiefs games this season, what would happen invariably if there was a rush? Mahomes would either be able to go around the edge,
and gain
some yards on the ground, or he would be able to find a gap, they call it the A gap up the middle, scramble, and pick up 10, 12, sometimes 20, 25 yards.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
No, they were
this past
all over
Sunday. The Chiefs, I looked it up, the Chiefs had a total of 47 rushing yards.
It was
he had
bad.
He had a little bit more than half. He had 25.
Yeah.
So I give, a lot of people have given credit to Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. Yes, he was brilliant. But one thing they haven't pointed out, and maybe I missed it, I'll grant you that, but I think a tremendous part of his scheme was the linemen, even though it was a four-man rush, I don't think they blitzed once all day. They were very disciplined. They contained Mahomes within the pocket. On a few occasions, in fact, on the one occasion where he did get to the outside, that's when he threw the pick six, I believe.
Yeah. One of them.
So, he threw
Weren't there pick six?
Yeah,
yes.
one pick six.
A few interceptions.
And that's when he rolled to his right, and threw across the middle. And Cooper DeJean, not DeJean, but Cooper DeJean, picked it off and scored and took it to the house for the touchdown.
Yeah.
But again, I think a very important element to the defense was they kept Mahomes contained within the pocket.
They kept him off balance. They kept him scrambling. He looked like
a deer in a headlights.
Yeah, no, he didn't look
really
like the Pat Mahomes we all know.
Yeah, that's
have
the
come
swagger,
to know.
the confidence was not there.
And
it was
you know
very
what?
evident.
And I hate. I do agree with a lot of the players saying, like, you can't just blame one part of the team, because at the end of the day, it is a team sport and everyone contributed to the win or the loss. But there can be certain elements that play a bigger role in why the team lost. And I think one of those bigger roles was the offensive line.
Oh, no question.
They just could not keep the defense away from Pat, and that was the biggest difference. And the craziest thing is, like, the Chiefs defense was playing super well because Saquon, like, you know, he barely got through all night, and he didn't get his longest run.
They kept Saquon Barkley in check. There's no question about it. Their defensive philosophy was, we want Jalen Hurts to beat us. And guess what? He did.
But also their defense beat them too. The
no
Eagles
question.
defense
It was
beat them.
a you know, all three phases of the game for the Eagles played well. The defense, the offense, and special teams. Jake Elliott, their place their place kicker, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So it was an all-around team win for the Eagles, and an all-around team loss. For the Chiefs. Yeah,
it was really upsetting to watch. Honestly, it was a boring game. Like, it was.
If you were a Chiefs fan,
no, but,
if you were an Eagles fan.
No, but
Huzzah!
Okay,
yes.
but listen, I think even if if it was flipped reverse the other way around, if the Chiefs were winning by X amount, I think you could say, yeah, it's a boring game. Like, I think games are more fun when they're way more competitive and a lot closer in score. I don't think, you know, obviously.
Putting that aside, no surprise, it set a viewership record. I think 126 million is what I saw. 126 million people watched this game. Phenomenal. Now, there are a couple of reasons why. It was the Chiefs, number one. There's no doubt about it. The Taylor Swift effect was in play.
Yeah.
I think she was only shown on camera once. Just once.
But I don't think she was even shown after kickoff.
That could be.
I don't think she was shown throughout the entire game.
I think
both of us
Our
lost.
prop bet on the over-under is the number of times we
really bad.
We were way off.
Way off.
And
that's because Travis didn't play his best either. And he's known to play really well postseason, and he didn't.
Let's talk a little bit about Travis Kelce.
Let's talk about Travis Kelce.
Question.
Yep. What does this mean?
Well, do you think he'll retire or come back?
I don't know, but I saw a report that I don't know if this was real or not, but there's like a cap on his salary, and he can't go over that cap, and because of that reason, he might retire. So that was one reason I saw. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going through his mind right now. Like, honestly, a lot of people were, saying, obviously, this is become now one of their biggest losses, like, in the relationship together, and like, how are they gonna overcome that, and what was it like when he went home to see Taylor? Like, a lot of people were just kind of like discussing that. I don't know. I think it's fine. Like, he'll be fine. I think I don't know.
Here's my take. And look, I've heard other people say, he can't go out this way. First of all, his regular season was not great. His numbers were way off from where they've been in the past, number one.
He didn't even play that well the entire season.
Number two, here's the deal. Yeah, I understand that sentiment. And that's been said an awful lot of times, not only for Kelce, but other athletes as well.
Yeah.
But here's the deal, okay? There is no guarantee
that they're going to make it
that the Chiefs will get back to the Super Bowl next
Correct.
year. There's no guarantee.
Or the following year.
Okay? Let's say they do get back to the Super Bowl next year. There's no guarantee that they're going to win.
Yeah.
So does he stay until they get the why? He has achieved all you could possibly achieve in the National Football League. He will undoubtedly be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Do we know who won the Walter?
I'm not sure.
Because he
the
was
Walter
up.
Payton Award?
Yeah, he was up.
I don't
for
think
that.
he did. I don't think he did.
Okay.
I think it was the guy from the Jaguars. I'm not sure.
No, he was last year's winner.
You say that? I don't know.
He was. It said Chiron 2024 winner.
All right. You want to look it up on your phone?
I don't have my phone.
Look it up on mine? Okay, let's see.
We're looking up the 2025
this is really exciting.
Walter Payton.
Walter Payton.
2025.
Walter Payton.
2025.
Man of the Year 2025 is
Yep. Was it not
Eric Armstead
who's that?
wins the Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
From what team?
Why does it not say it? Let's see. Let me go down here. Jaguars.
Wait, can I
Jaguars.
see?
Yes.
Can I see? What does he look like? Oh, no. I swear to God, this man won it last year.
No.
Because, wait, what?
It says 2025.
I don't believe that.
Oh, let's believe it.
Let's believe.
But
anyway.
Let's getting back to Travis. I believe he will retire.
Yeah.
He will be in the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, 5 years from now. He'll go in probably, it'll be a year after his brother gets in. That'll be pretty cool.
No, look here. 2024 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year winner, Eric Armstead.
Well,
Google was wrong. Oh, wait. It says it was announced at the NFL Honors.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Okay.
Anyway,
let's put a bow on Travis.
we'll look at this afterwards.
Yeah. I think he retires. He's set up. He'll have
He's set up for life.
gobs of opportunities.
He wasn't in any. I don't think he was in any ads.
No,
right?
I don't think he was either. Come to think of it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and we could talk about that in a second as well.
Yeah.
He's got Taylor. I wish them. I've heard people now say, "Oh, if he hasn't, popped the question by now, this thing." Baloney. I don't see it. I think they're happy together. I think.
Also, I hate that people are putting like a timeline on when he's supposed to propose by. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, they're both incredibly busy people
in their own time and in their own space.
Exactly.
Really.
They're gonna be fine, and they will get engaged in their own time. And I think it's ridiculous that people are saying, oh, they're supposed to be engaged by now because they're both like 35 years old. Like, It's just ridiculous. They're grown adults and they know what they're doing. And I'm not like, no one should be there to tell them, oh yeah, you need to be engaged by now because of your age.
Yeah.
Or like, you're supposed to, have already popped the question. Like, they are incredibly busy people. Taylor has been on tour for 2+ years. He was in the middle of football season. So they haven't had much of a time break together. And who knows, they might already be engaged, but have not
There have been rumors
it.
to that effect as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Who's to say? Yeah. I'm going to just let their life happen, and if and when they decide to announce it, I will obviously be extremely happy for them.
Okay, 2 other things I'd like to get to, and you can talk about more as well, but first, commercials, Super Bowl commercials. Do you have a favorite?
There weren't that many standouts to me. I'm not like, oh, that one was really, really good. Like, could not be bothered by any commercial.
The one that I really liked, I thought it was well produced, well acted, well written. Was the Harrison Ford Jeep commercial?
Oh, I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, it was really well done.
Was it in the latter half of the game?
I believe so.
That's why.
Yeah.
I went upstairs at the end of the game. I was just like, I was bored, and honestly, like, I was a fake fan, and I didn't commit through the entire game. So shame on me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I will say there was one ad. It was for breast cancer. It's where they were doing like close-up shots of all these women's breasts, and but it ended up being, what commercial I really, really did like? I like the Nike commercial with Caitlin Clark, the woman who has the really long hair, who's a track runner. Jordan Childs was in it, and basically the message was saying like, women can't do this, women can't do that, like all of these things. But it's like, yes, you can, because these women have proved that women are able and capable to do anything if you set your mind to it. So I really did like the Nike commercial. Yeah. There were a lot of like uplifting and powerful commercials geared towards women and girls, which I really, really enjoyed. Yeah, like, all of these celebrity commercials, they can just become stupid and just a money grab. And at this point, like, I could literally care less.
Yeah. I forgot what my second point was going to be about the game.
Sorry. Was it performances?
Oh, I know what it was.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes. Halftime.
Yeah.
The halftime show.
There's been a lot of discourse online about the halftime show. And I'll start off by saying this, because I sort of think I know where you're going to go. I'll start off by saying this. Look, he's not geared towards me either. And I know he's definitely not.
And we're talking Kendrick Lamar.
We're talking about Kendrick
course.
Lamar. And
yeah.
I know he's definitely not geared towards you. Like, you haven't listened.
No, I'm not I'll admit it. I'm not a rap hip hop aficionado.
No,
I'm not.
and neither am I.
Thing.
But I am, because I'm aware of cultural things and I'm in the pop culture sphere. I know like a lot of his hits. But even for me, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, it wasn't really for me. But I will say the staging and the dancing, like the dancers were phenomenal, and the costumes and just the overall aesthetic and creative performance. I think that was amazing.
It's so funny. Last week we talked about the Grammys and Doechii,
yeah.
And I talked about how I marveled about the choreography.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say the same thing here. But here's the thing that bothers me, and bothers might be the wrong verb. I think it's a problem, and I know I'm not the only one because I've heard it from a lot of people, either personally or in social media. When you can't understand one word that was said during the course of a performance, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Well, that's rap.
I understand.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's, obviously the point of music, I think most times, is to convey a message.
Well, okay. And he was. And that was not, I don't think through his lyrics or his words that much. Through his words.
I know there was supposed to be, I've read, there's a lot of symbolism.
There's a lot of political and historical and cultural symbolism that was referenced. And for me personally, like, I had to go in and do my research because I didn't catch a lot of it during the performance. I was mostly just awestruck by the visual piece because I'm a very visual person.
I saw a guy on Instagram this morning, middle-aged white guy, kind of like me, talking about it, and said, he doesn't come from that culture.
You're middle-aged?
I don't either. Maybe I'm beyond middle-aged, but I'd like to think I am, but I guess not.
I'm joking.
Anyway, he was saying, initially he didn't get it, and he did. I don't want to have to do research. I'm sorry. Give me the performance. Give me something I'm going to enjoy right there. I don't want to have to go the following day and do research. Not about a halftime performance.
Okay, but I think if you look at it from Kendrick's side, he's been given one of the biggest platforms on stage. Like, if you think about, like, foreign artists, what are some pinnacle stages where you're going to have a lot of eyes on you?
It's the biggest.
It's the biggest.
No question.
Obviously, there's the Super Bowl, then you got the Olympics, and then you got SNL for, like, national viewership. But
forget it.
Okay,
it pales in comparison.
But I'm talking about, like, pinnacle stages.
This is the most watched television program of the year.
And I think for him, it wasn't really about, like, what songs he was picking so much. Obviously, like, he was going to do the diss track song against Drake, obviously. But I think for him, it was about making a statement and what he was feeling politically and whatever. So I don't think he cared if you got it or not. I think it was more so a performance for him rather than it was for the audience.
I don't know. I think that's misplaced. If he doesn't care about the audience, then...
No, I'm not saying he doesn't care about the audience. I'm saying he wanted to get his own personal message across.
But did he? That's the question. Did he?
I think initially, no. A lot of people didn't get it, including myself.
And me too.
That's why there's people on Instagram. I mean, you can say, like, why do I have to do the research? But then you could also come at it and be like, okay, well, that's ignorant of you to not do the research and not look into it. So...
Okay.
If you want to look at it from, both sides, you can say, why do I have to do the research? If he's, like, sharing a political message, why can't I just sit there and enjoy a performance?
But if I couldn't understand what he was saying, I don't even know what the heck the message was. First of all,
I don't think it was about the songs. I think it was more so about the look. And I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what I've seen on social.
I will admit then it went totally.
It went over my head too.
Over my head.
It went over my head
totally
too.
over my head.
Oh, me
missed
too.
That.
It went over my head too.
That.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying I agree with you, but I'm saying I also was on social media and a lot of people were talking about it. And that's when I was able to learn about what certain symbols in the performance meant.
Okay.
So
that's fine.
That's
fine.
Was it my favorite halftime performance? No.
Okay.
But, nonetheless, I think
a lot of people were saying it was the worst ever. I'm just saying a lot of. I'm just saying a lot of people were saying it was the worst ever.
And I know a lot of people did. I know a lot of people didn't like it.
What did you think of? Speaking of performances, what did you think of John Baptiste's? There we go. Baptiste's performance of the national anthem.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
Yeah,
didn't love it. A lot of people were offended by the America the Beautiful performance. How they made it super jazzy and poppy.
Well, even Batiste made the national anthem somewhat jazzy. Now, one could say
we're in New Orleans.
Yeah, I understand. Okay,
I don't know.
To me, the gold standard will always be Whitney Houston.
Of course.
Now, I'm not saying John Batiste has to be Whitney Houston. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a way the anthem should be
done. Executed.
And jazz riffs for the national anthem just don't make it.
Same for America the Beautiful.
Yeah.
Look, they had a whole 5-minute performance with Harry Connick Jr. to show them, the NOLA NOLA style.
Yeah.
And I don't think that needed to happen during America the Beautiful or the national anthem. I just didn't think it was necessary. I think when you're going to perform the national anthem, you follow the rule of KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. It's a simple song, but it's also a very difficult song to sing. But I think if you just sing it the way it's supposed to be sung, it will be beautiful nonetheless. I don't think you have to make it this whole thing ever, really. But I did like Lady Gaga's performance when she did the tribute.
Street?
That was, she's incredible.
Yeah.
She's so good.
Yeah.
I wish she sang the national anthem.
Yeah, well, maybe she'll get her shot.
Who
coming down the road.
Back to the halftime. Who would you like to see perform the halftime? Do you have anyone you would want to see in the next few years perform?
Wow, I wasn't expecting that question. Not that I can think of.
The thing is, they obviously are going to stick to the same stadiums. They have to keep it in warmer climate stadiums.
They've tried the cold weather thing, and I don't think it's. I don't think the NFL is going back there.
I know they aren't, but I'm saying if they had the Super Bowl in New Jersey, it would be so iconic to have
They did have it here.
But did they do a medley of New Jersey singers?
No, I don't recall who.
There's so many iconic singers from Jersey.
I've read that somebody predicted, I don't recall who, that in the next 5 to 7 years, the Super Bowl will take place in London.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, they've been, expanding the game internationally.
Yeah.
The first game this year was played down in Sao Paulo.
Look, I think NFL fans are willing to, if it's their team and if you're a diehard, you're willing to spend. Look, we did it for Taylor. I did it for Taylor Swift.
Goodell obviously wants to make this game international.
But how is it going to be international? How are you going to get teams from around? How you're telling me you're just going to up and change the entire NFL system?
Well, maybe there'll be NFL. Maybe there'll be
NFL International.
Well,
NFL.
There'll be NFL North America and NFL Europe or NFL World, or who knows where this could go.
I don't see how that's gonna work. But look,
so
I'm not in that position.
You have said on a few occasions, I'm going to switch sports here for a moment. Why in baseball is it called the World Series when all the teams are either from the U.S. and a few from Canada?
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Why are
Right.
they called world champions?
Well, that's why now that the case could be made if the NFL, well, they play games in Europe and now South America.
Yeah, but they're not world
and-
champions. I'm sorry. Like, they're not.
Okay.
You're not.
All right.
We're in America. Like,
We want to call them national. Well, you can't. Well, in baseball, you can't call them national champions
because
anymore.
there's the National League.
You call them North American champions if you want.
I mean, obviously, it doesn't have the same
I know.
ring
You know
to
that
it.
this is a we're going down a real
No,
rabbit
I just
hole
think
here.
it's stupid that they're called world champions. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't conquer the world. Like, the only place a world champion makes sense is at the Olympics. Like, then tennis. When you are playing people from the entire globe,
Well, hold on. Wait a second. The World Cup. Come on. That is the ultimate
yeah,
international game.
yeah.
Yeah, no question.
No, I'm saying
Soccer,
there
football.
are certain occasions where you are a world champion.
Yeah,
You are
and that
you are
is one.
competing against people from around the entire globe.
That-
when
that-
you are in America and we're playing and you know what? It's so fun. It's ironic because football is the most Americana game. Like, football and baseball.
Well, baseball.
Football and baseball.
People,
But
yeah.
I'm saying, like, football is like American, macho, blah, 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 blah. Like, you're playing, it's like you're not a world champion. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
You're not.
Any other Super Bowl thing you want to talk about?
Super Bowl. Yeah, a couple things.
Okay.
One where Taylor was shown on the Jumbotron.
Oh, and booed lustily
was
by the Eagles
booed.
fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've seen a bunch of takes on this online. One take obviously being that's terrible. Like, why would you be booing someone? Oh, and this also brings me to another commercial. I think this was where they brought up like the Brads and the Chads. There was like a commercial where he was like, I'm Chad. And the guy was like, I'm Brad. That goes back to a quote that Taylor Swift mentioned. Anyway, I think it's stupid that they're booing her, but what are you going to do?
That's Eagles fans. They'll they booed Santa Claus. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Yeah, I don't think it's that deep. But another thing is that the New Heights, I don't know if you've seen this, the New Heights social media account posted like from Jason congratulating the Eagles on their victory, and the Swifties were hating on it so much that Jason was like going against his brother and not congratulating Travis. But it's like, why? Jason was through and through an Eagle,
right?
And why can't he take the time to congratulate his past teammates who he's still good friends with? Anyway, it's just people being super silly on the internet, and it's really dumb. So
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything else. Was there anything else that you wanted to cover?
Yeah, another sports story that flew a little bit under the radar on Sunday.
Okay.
And that is Hubie Brown. People who are into basketball will know who Hubie Brown is. Hubie Brown, a legendary coach, broadcaster, this Sunday announced as a color commentator on ABC, announced his last game, retiring at the age of 91.
That's insane.
91. Now, here's why it was meaningful for me. Now, I never, ever watch NBA basketball.
Well, it was funny when I was upstairs and I could hear the sneakers squeaking on the basketball floor. I was like, "Are you watching basketball?"
Yeah.
We never have basketball on in this house, so I was very confused.
I haven't been an NBA fan for years, and I got to tell you, watching the game, I said, now I understand. To me, it's just become a 3-point shoot-a-thon. I mean, it's crazy. The
and
big
also
men are outside of the 3-point line.
And there's fouls. And
it's
left,
just,
right, and
to me,
center.
the game has become unwatchable. But putting that aside, why did I watch the game? Because I have, in a very, very, very small way, a personal connection to Hubie Brown.
And how's that?
And let me explain.
Explain.
Okay? Hubie Brown was the head basketball coach at my high school, Fairlawn High School in Fairlawn, New Jersey, when I was a student there. Okay. Now, I didn't play on the team. He was also the head baseball coach.
Well, you were too short.
Head baseball coach. I didn't play on the baseball team. He was an assistant football coach, didn't play on the football team. But one night, I was playing in the high school gym an intramural basketball game.
At high school?
At the high school.
Yeah.
Who was the referee?
Hubie Brown.
Hubie Brown. Now, keep in mind, what I'm about to tell you took place nearly 60 years ago. And I remember this incident like it took place yesterday. So we're playing, and at some point, I steal the ball from Dave Moskowitz. Don't ask me why. I've remembered him all these years, but I steal the ball from Dave Moskowitz. I'm going in for an uncontested layup, right? I'm in midair, and Moskowitz comes from behind and pushes me into the wall behind the basket.
Oh, I feel like I've heard this story.
Yeah, you probably have.
Yep, probably.
So I'm obviously dazed.
And confused.
Not confused, but I'm dazed.
Just dazed.
And after a few seconds, I get up, and I know I'm entitled to shoot 2 free throws because I was fouled in the act of shooting. Right?
Yeah.
So I start to proceed to the foul line. And Hubie now is holding the ball. And I extend my hands to him to say, in essence, please give me the ball. He retracts the ball. I extend my hands again. He retracts the ball again.
What the heck?
He said, here's the deal. I'm not giving you this ball until you slug him.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
I didn't say what, but knowing his reputation, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, he was obviously an excellent coach. The point he was he made to me was, you can't let him get away with
what he just
what
did.
is now known as a flagrant foul. I think back in 1967 or whenever this took place, there was no such thing as a flagrant foul. If that was done today, Moskowitz probably would have been thrown out of the game. Okay? Not just whistled for a foul, but probably would have been thrown out of the game. So Hubie's point to me was, you can't let him do that to you. And you've got to come back at him.
Yeah.
You've got to get retribution.
Yeah.
And the way you're going to do that, you've got to punch him. So I punched him in the arm.
What, just like a punch buggy, no punch back kind of thing?
No, I punched him in the arm. I wasn't about to punch him in the face.
No, I think you should
so
have.
I punched him in the arm, and with that, Hubie gave me the ball. So this happened, as I said, almost 60 years ago. I have never forgotten. That's how much of an impression the incident made
feel
on
like
me.
you remember that.
And that
anyone would.
And that he made on me.
I feel like anyone would
Yeah.
remember that kind of story. Like, it's just.
And it was really interesting. I saw on Facebook somebody from Fairlawn posted something about Hubie, and I can't begin to tell you the number of comments, favorable, overwhelmingly favorable. In fact, I don't recall seeing one negative one.
Yeah.
Not only was he a head coach in basketball and baseball and assistant coach in football, but he was also a teacher at the high school. And I didn't have I wasn't in his class either.
Was he a PE teacher?
No, he wasn't a PE. He taught business law. Surprisingly,
in high school?
Yeah. He taught. There was a class, and I never took that class. But the number of people who said, as good as a coach he was that good of a teacher.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. A coach is, in essence, a teacher.
Just a different kind
Right?
of teacher.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, with all that said, Coach, if you're listening,
Congrats on your
congratulations on a remarkable 53-year career
Wow.
in the NBA.
Crazy.
For as long as your retirement lasts, and I hope it lasts a long time.
What was his career in the NBA?
Did
he ref?
No. He was a coach.
Oh, coach.
He was
okay.
a coach. He became a coach. So what happened was he left Fairlawn High School. He went on to be an assistant coach at Duke.
Oh, wow.
A couple of other universities.
With the famous...
not with Mike Krzyzewski. No, this predated Krzyzewski. But then he went on to be an assistant coach in the NBA, ultimately became a head coach for the Kentucky Colonels in what was then the ABA, the American Basketball Association, won the league championship, and then had a couple of other stops, coached the Knicks for, I think, 4 or 5 years. Yeah. So he had an amazing career. And then after he was done with he stopped coaching, and then about 10 or 15 years later got another coaching job in the NBA, and then that was it, and then went on to have an illustrious broadcasting career. So again, and what was really, really, and I will admit, I teared up. At the end of this game, players and referees came over to his table to congratulate him, and the most heartwarming gesture, the referee handed the game ball to him.
Oh, that's so nice.
It was very, very touching, and as I said, very well deserved. So Hubie, congratulations. Congratulations.
Hubie. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yep.
When it comes to an end, it comes to an end, you know?
Hey, 91.
Good for him. That's crazy.
A life and a career certainly well lived.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
He'll have some fun times in retirement.
Yeah. Yep. Hope it lasts a long time.
Yeah, me too. Any other sports or pop culture things you want to...
I think that dominated.
I agree. Well, it was the Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Jalen went to Disney. So, hope he had fun there.
Oh, he did?
He did.
I missed
Jalen
that.
went to Disney. I saw a video of him, like, riding one of the rides. I find it crazy that they're just, like, flown out there right after, get no sleep.
Now, do you go to Disney World or Disneyland?
I think it's Disneyland.
Yeah?
I could be so wrong.
Okay.
One of the
Disney
Disneys.
parks.
One of the Disneys. Yeah. Before we go, should we get into obsessions of the week?
Okay, I'll have to think of one. You go first.
Okay. My obsession of the week is, I think I'll say it's Love Island All-Stars. The current season of Love Island All-Stars. It's been a really good season. Really loving it. And usually, if you are an avid Love Island watcher, every week they have this one episode that they come out with, because when they're filming Love Island, they have like a down day. So when they're having a down day, obviously they're not filming. And so on those days, they will post an episode called Unseen Bits, which is basically like a blooper reel from the previous week, and also like what footage wasn't shown during the actual episodes. So you get a chance to like really see the personalities of the Islanders. And I just want to give a shout out to Casey on Unseen Bits. He like literally carries those episodes, and he's so funny, and he literally has me dying laughing. So want to give a special shout out to him. And it's been an excellent season of Love Island so far, and I'm excited to see how the second half or last third of the season carries out. So let me know who your favorite couples are in the season, because I'm very curious. I feel like it's very divided on who people are liking. So that's my obsession of the week.
Okay, before I get to my obsession, which is really a semi-obsession because it's a work in progress.
Okay.
But one quasi Super Bowl thing.
Quasi?
Okay? Yeah.
Quasi?
And the reason I say that is that, as I've always maintained, that the best thing that I think about the Super Bowl is, once it's over, it means that baseball is right around the corner.
And it literally
this year,
is like...
it is, because this week, pitchers and catchers report. Yahoo! Yeah.
Just
spring
another
training
season of me crying in the dumps.
Right, spring training is in the air, baby. Bring it on.
Crazy.
Bring it on.
Crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's nice. It's
so
nice.
here's my semi-obsession, and I'm going to blame this one on your madre.
Why?
Okay. It's another food obsession. Like I said, it's not full-blown, but it's a work in progress, and that is, remarkably, Haagen-Dazs. Yes, Haagen-Dazs has come out with some new yogurt flavors.
Really?
Yeah. Now,
This is new news
and I
to me.
think your mom may have bought these for hers. Don't. Well, if she listens to this, she's going to know.
You
and she'll probably know
always
about
eat
it for
food in the fridge that
because
isn't yours.
she says she buys it for herself, then she never ends up eating it. So I said, "What the heck? I'm going to go for it."
Okay, but just so you know, like that is one of your worst habits.
Well, I've got a lot
is
of bad
throwing
habits,
away food that
is,
people are planning on eating, and also eating food that people are planning on eating in this house.
Guilty is charged. In this case, it's Haagen-Dazs coffee flavored yogurt.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Is it good? I don't know how I feel about that.
I do like it. Of course, yogurt, by nature is tangy.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not sweet, but yeah, it's pretty good. It's a little thin for my liking. A little thin.
Don't call yogurt thin.
No, it's a little thin.
No.
I mean, it's not like a Greek yogurt where there's some texture to it. Right?
No, stop.
No, but I like it.
I know, but you're using all the wrong words, and it's like grossing me out.
All right. Okay.
I don't like yogurt to begin with, so coffee yogurt. Okay. I don't know about that.
Yeah. So, work in progress. Who knows? Maybe by next week it'll be a full-blown obsession. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe by next week you'll actually be making it yourself.
Yeah. Well, no, that won't be the case. Haagen-Dazs coffee yogurt. A semi-obsession of
I love how with the obsessions every week you come in with a food or drink and I come in with a TV show or movie.
I know. Hey,
that's just how our life
maybe we'll
works.
switch it up next week.
Maybe.
So should we put a bow on the baby?
I think so. I think that about does our Super Bowl wrap up, and we're gearing up for baseball. And
we promise you we are working on some new guests.
Slowly but
been
surely.
A few bumps in the road, but we will get
okay.
there. Just keep those seatbelts buckled. All right.
And if you're new to listening to us, we do have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Our YouTube channel is up and running every week. Our episodes are posted on there, and obviously on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And please subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And
we are multi-platform.
We're multi-platform. We're on TikTok, Instagram. You can find us anywhere.
So with that,
hey
guys, have a great week.
Bye.